Good morning, students. Hope you're doing well and hope you're feeling fresh after a good night's sleep. Just ask yourself honestly, have you slept well? Did you have a good night's sleep? Or you just slept late and you're not feeling fresh? And I know some of you have not even woken up because some students come late for the class. We have an early class at 8:30 a.m. and some students joined late to the class, most probably because they sleep till late because they haven't had a good night's sleep. They are not feeling so fresh to wake up early in the morning. So have you noticed all these things? When you sleep late and you have to wake up early for school, you still feel tired. You are not in a mood to get up. And if you sleep early, you have your dinner early and then sleep early in the evening, next day you feel fresh. You're fresh again for the next day and there is no tiredness in you. This is why, because we need this sleep, at least 6 to 8 hours of 8 hours every day. We need this much of sleep, otherwise we'll feel tired, we'll feel listless, and we can't focus on our studies and all. This is what this chapter is telling us. This is the 7th chapter of your supplementary book, A Pact with the Sun. So today we'll learn a little bit about sleep, why we fall asleep and why do we need this sleep. Like I told you, whenever you must have noticed, you must have definitely observed it, when you sleep late, next morning you are not able to get up on time. And also if you are forced to get up for school or for your classes, for your studies or something else, you feel quite tired. You don't feel fresh. You keep yawning. So today we'll learn a little bit about the sleep. Why do we need it? And why do we feel so tired if we do not get sufficient sleep? So this is the 7th chapter of your book, A Pact with the Sun. So here we'll do reading and explanation of the chapter. We'll learn about some new words, and lastly we'll discuss question answer. Let's introduce the chapter first, what the chapter is about. See, this is the introduction to the chapter, what we will learn about in first part of the chapter. Our body and brain recover from fatigue after a good sleep. So why do we need sleep? We need sleep because during the day, when we do various activities, when we are doing so much of work, we are playing, we are studying, and we are doing some household works, we feel very tired. And when there is night, when the evening falls, we feel tired and we feel that we should rest. Then soon after, when we go to the bed, we close our eyes and soon after we are dreaming. So we are sleeping. We dream while sleeping. And what happens during sleep? What happens? What do we do? Though we are motionless, we are unconscious in sleep, but sometimes we dream while sleeping. We don't always dream, but sometimes we do dream. But we do not always remember our dreams. And it's not always that we remember our dreams. Yes, some of the dreams we see at night, they are quite vivid. And next morning, the first thing we remember are the dreams we saw last night. So this is what some of the dreams are vivid, but most of the dreams we don't remember at all. And what happens during sleep? During sleep, our heartbeat becomes slower and our temperature and blood pressure go down, because during the day we are working, we are busy with different activities, so our heartbeat also is quite fast and our temperature and blood, everything is going fast, not fast normally, but when we sleep, all our body organs, they also rest. Like our mind, we also rest, we sleep, we like to fall asleep when we are tired and we feel relaxed. Similarly, all other our body parts, they also feel relaxed and they slow down their work inside our body. So next day we feel quite relaxed. We know enough about what sleep is, though we don't know what exactly causes sleep. This is what the author is telling us, that we know enough about what sleep is. Sleep is when we fall asleep, when we dream, when we go to the bed and we just close our eyes and then we fall asleep. This is sleep, though we don't know what exactly causes sleep. We know a little bit, but there is no concrete evidence why we fall asleep. But we know that our body clock is made like this by nature. Like morning we get up, so our body clock starts working for the day, and by the time there is the night is there, our body slows down and we feel like sleeping. So the nature has made our body clock like this. You see the birds when you open your eyes, or suddenly you wake up in the morning and you hear the birds chirping. So nature has made it like this. Everybody wakes up when the sun rises. Everybody wakes up, whether animals, birds, though some are nocturnal animals, they are active at night, but most of the 99% of the animals, including us, we wake up in the morning because nature has made our body clock like this. And if we don't sleep well, we feel tired. And if we don't sleep for 2-3 nights, we can become irritable. Like small things can irritate us. We cannot focus on our work. We'll feel tired all the time. So that is all because of deprivation of sleep. But there is no concrete evidence why we exactly sleep and what causes this sleep. Sleep is a state of rest. So our body rests at that time. And unconscious. Unconscious is when our mind is not alert, when we don't know what is happening around us. We are just lying unconscious, like behosh jaise hum hote hain. Because we do not know what is happening around us. It is, yes, some people are light sleepers. They can get up at small, very slow or minor sounds. But most of the people, they have a sound sleep and they do not know. When they are fast asleep, they do not know what is happening around them because they are sort of unconscious at that time. We feel unconscious at that time. All our body parts just switch off. When we sleep, our body recovers from fatigue caused by the day's activity. So what happens during our sleep? Our body relaxes, our body rests, and it recovers from the fatigue, the tiredness we feel during the day after the day's activities. All those activities make us quite tired. That is why we feel like sleeping at night. So when we sleep, our body recovers itself for the next day. It recovers from that fatigue or tiredness. And after a good sleep and the rest that it gives, we become alert and active again. So after all that rest and relaxation, our body becomes alert and we again get energy for the next day to move on and do our normal activities. So that is why we need a good night's sleep. Otherwise, we won't be able to do our activities. We'll feel tired, we'll feel fatigued, we'll feel listless, and we'll feel out of sorts, and we won't be able to concentrate on our work. We'll keep on yawning the whole day. because that is sleep deprivation. We will be deprived of sleep. That is why we need good night sleep. Like we need food for the body, we also need sleep for the body to recover from all the fatigue. And when we wake up in the morning, it is not always possible for us to remember what happened when we were asleep. And when we fall asleep, if we are especially very tired, we just close our eyes and just we fall asleep. And what happens next moment? We see that we have had a very good night's sleep and there is just morning. We don't remember anything that had happened to us during the sleep. We don't even remember our dreams. We may remember a dream, but like I said, some dreams are quite vivid, quite clear, which just sort of are etched in our mind, so we remember such dreams. But the rest of our sleep was a kind of darkness in which nothing seems to have taken place. We may remember a dream, but rest of the time we don't know what had happened, what was there happening to us during the sleep. So we don't remember anything at all, except for sometimes we may remember a dream. Rest of it is just in an unconscious state of mind. We are lying unconscious there, not conscious of the surroundings. Our mind is not alert. Our mind is just totally at rest, quite oblivious of the world or happenings around us. So our mind is at absolute rest. We may remember a dream, but we do not remember rest of the activities happening around us. So this is what happens when we are asleep. So several things happen to our body while we are sleeping. Though we do not know what happens to us during the sleep, but there are certain things which happen to our body. What is it? As we sink deeper into sleep, जब हम बहुत गहरी नींद में पहुंच जाते हैं, our muscles relax. हमारी जो सारी body के parts होते हैं, they start relaxing, like our mind, like our we feel when we are very tired or when we are doing some activity which we are not able to do, then we feel mentally tired. But when we go off to sleep, gradually we feel that we are feeling relaxed. So similarly, where our body parts are very tired because of the activities we do during the day, but when we rest, all body parts start relaxing also, and our muscles relax more and more. Our heartbeat becomes slower. See, this is nature. This is how nature has made us, because nature wants us to recover from the fatigue, recover from the wear and tear of the day. Whatever we had done during the day, it wants us to recover and feel fresh again. So our heartbeat becomes slower. Our temperature and blood pressure go down. Every mechanism in our body slows down. When we are active, we are doing some activities during the day, so every part of our body, it keeps working non-stop and faster. But when we relax, it also slows down. It relaxes our other body parts also. The ever active brain also slows down, so that we can't think or act consciously, but we dream. So our mind also switches off when we fall asleep, but sometimes we dream. That is also the activity of the brain. When we wake up, so when we wake up fresh in the morning, our temperature and blood pressure rise to normal. So the mechanism of the body which goes to rest at night, not absolute rest, but it slows down. So the mechanism which is resting during the night starts working normally again. Our heartbeat and breathing also become normal, and we are fully awake, fresh with new energy for the day, and have forgotten most. And our mind is like blank slate for the night. It doesn't remember anything about the night except for some dreams. if not all the dreams that we had while sleeping. So we don't remember anything that happens to us during the night or during the sleep, but sometimes we may remember a dream. So what is a dream? A dream is an activity of the mind when we are asleep. So it is an activity of the mind. That means our brains are awake. Dreams help us sleep through noise and other disturbances. See, dreams, they help us sleep through noise. So we don't get disturbed because of the noises happening around us. So dreams keep us occupied. Whatever we see in those dreams, we stay occupied with those dreams and we sleep through the noise. We don't get disturbed because of the noises and other disturbances happening around us, because dreams keep us occupied. Dreams may reveal something about one's problems, but they cannot tell the future. So dreams may reveal something about one's problems. See, sometimes a person is quite stressed. He has got a lot of problems. So here his brain is always occupied. He keeps on thinking. He has got this restless sleep also. So his brain is always working for the solution of the problems. He's quite stressed and tense. So his mind is always occupied with those problems. So such people can have dreams about those problems. They tell us sometimes because our mind is occupied with our problems. So we also see such dreams where we have to face such problems because our mind is already occupied with those problems. So sometimes a person who is stressed can dream about his problems and all. But some people believe that dreams tell us about our future, which has not been proved yet. Though some people do believe that whatever they see in the dream, it comes true for them. It's very rare, but some people do believe it, that whenever they dream about something, the same dream comes true, but it has not been proved yet. And what can happen, that if we are stressed or if our mind is occupied with something, we can dream about the same thing during the night, because it is just because this dream is an activity of the mind. So our mind is always occupied with something like a problem. So such persons can have such dreams. Now, what is a dream? It is an activity of the mind that takes place when we are asleep. Some dreams are probable, like it may happen sometimes. Whatever we see in the dreams, that may come true, while others are not. That only means that many of the things that happen in dreams could happen when we are awake. So that is why we call them probable, which is very rare. Others could not. Others are just keeping us busy during the sleep. If there is some kind of disturbance happening around us, so it is the nature's way of keeping us asleep without any disturbance. Dreams seem to be important for several reasons. So dreams are also important. Why? One is that a dream can help us to sleep through noise or other disturbances. They keep our mind occupied. They keep our mind busy with the dream, so we don't get disturbed because of the noises happening around us. For example, the alarm clock rings, but our mind causes us to dream that the telephone or doorbell is ringing and that we are awake and answering it. See, it happens sometimes. We are having a dream, suddenly we see in the dream that somebody is ringing the bell. So we just wake up. And what we find, that the alarm is going on. It is not the bell which is ringing. It is not the doorbell which is ringing, but actually it is the alarm clock. We have set the alarm for school, and that is what is actually ringing. So we are in a dream seeing or hearing somebody ringing the doorbell, but when we wake up, when we open our eyes, we see that our alarm clock is, it must have happened with you also, I'm sure, because it is a very common thing with people. So this is how we are in a dream, but we are not aware of the alarm bell. Suddenly we just wake up and we see that the alarm is ringing. Certain doctors have found that one's dreams often reveal a great deal about one's problems, and that, if understood correctly, they can provide a key to the solution of those problems. Yes, like I said, that it has not been proved yet, but some doctors, some researchers believe that when we dream, some dreams can tell us about our problems. And if we understand those dreams properly and correctly, we can also have a solution to our problem. But like I said, it has not been proved yet. And yes, some people believe in this. Certain doctors have found that one's dreams often reveal a great deal about one's problems, and that if understood correctly, they can provide a key to the solution of those problems. But we must remember one thing: dreams cannot be used as a way to tell the future. So we cannot only rely on dreams to tell us about our future. So that is why because it has not been proved yet, we cannot bank on the dreams. So we cannot go about like, okay, if I have a problem, I'll wait for the dream and I'll wait for the solution. It's not like that. So we cannot believe on such things, though some doctors believe, but we have to understand those dreams very nicely and properly. Then only can we find solutions, but we cannot rely on them totally. They simply can never tell the future. Sleep is the most common experience, but how many of us really think about the wonder and power of sleep? Yes, it is a very common experience. Like I said, it's like we need food to lead a healthy life. We also need good sleep to stay healthy. But how many of us really think about the wonder and power of sleep? How many of us have really understood or observed its power? Like, we are tired, but how do we feel fresh next day? If we are if we have some kind of some hectic day, we have had a lot of we have been playing football, or we have been playing soccer, or we have had to attend some event or occasion, there is a festival in the house, so usually we feel tired at night. But when we get a good night's sleep, next day we are as fresh as anything, and we are ready for the next day, and we are ready to face the next day. Have you ever wondered how is that possible? When we were so tired last night, but morning when we wake up, we are as fresh as anything. Have we wondered about it? So it's time to wonder about it, time to think about it. Many poets have written beautiful poems about sleep. There are so many quotes about why we should have good night's sleep, how it helps us, and if we are suffering from sleep deprivation, what can happen to us. If we are suffering from lack of sleep, how we cannot concentrate on our studies. So there are many quotes, good motivational quotes and poems about the sleep, why we should sleep. Here is one in which the poet is describing the experience of falling asleep. Read it aloud. So there are many poems, and one has been given for you, where the poet himself is the narrator. So he is telling us about his experience of falling asleep. It's composed by Edward Thomas. Lights out. So what is the poet saying? Lights are out. I'm about to sleep. I have come to the borders of sleep. What is borders of sleep? Like I'm about to fall asleep. I'm in the bed. I've been thinking for a while, but suddenly I'm feeling as if I'll just fall asleep. मतलब बिल्कुल सोने के edge पे हूँ. बस मैं, in case I close my eyes, I'll just not know where I am. कि एकदम मैं सो जाऊंगा. The unfathomable deep, unfathomable beasts which can't be understood, which can't be fathomed. Fathom is to understand, to comprehend. The unfathomable deep, which we can't understand, this deep forest where all must lose their way, however straight. So this ununderstandable, incomprehensible deep forest, मतलब हम किस घने जंगल में पहुंच जाते हैं, डीप फॉरेस्ट में, जहां पे हम सब कुछ भूल जाते हैं. Where all must lose their way. So we do not know where we are going. As soon as we close our eyes, we go to some unknown world, which nobody knows where we wander, where we go. And everybody is like that. It's like this for everyone. Forest where all must lose their way, however straight. Though the way is straight, it's not like when we go to the forest we lose our way because we do not know where we are going. We are lost in that deep forest. It is not like that. It is, the way is quite straight, but soon we just lose it. Or winding, soon or late they cannot choose. So वापस आए कभी जल्दी कभी देर से, but nobody knows. They cannot choose their way because we go to some unknown world or unknown place. There is not any book or face of dearest look that I would not turn from now to go into the unknown. I must enter and leave alone, I know not how. न वहाँ कोई बुक है, ना कोई वहाँ फेस है जहाँ मैं पहुँच जाता हूँ, जिस वर्ल्ड, अननोन वर्ल्ड में मैं पहुँच जाता हूँ. There is nothing I know of. There is nobody I know. But then I have to go there. It is just beyond me why I go there. It's beyond me. I cannot understand why I go there, but I have to go there because I fall asleep and I know not why I fall asleep. And I have to go there no matter how much I try not to. कितनी मैं कोशिश करूँ कि मैं इस world, unknown world में ना जाऊँ, but then I have to go. Isn't it like that? No matter how much we fight sleep, children they do it. They don't want to go to sleep. They find it a very boring activity. They don't want to go to sleep. But then, no matter how much they fight with it, no matter how much they fight with sleep, there is a moment when even they do not know how they fall asleep, how they close their eyes and they are deep in the sleep. This is what happens to everybody. No matter how hard we try, how hard we fight with sleep, we always fall asleep. If we want to stay awake for the whole night, but then sometime this sleep will overtake us. It will overwhelm us because nature has made us like this. If we do not give this rest to our mind, to our body, we'll feel tired and will be harmed also. It can be harmful for us and it will overtake us sooner or later. So no matter how much I fight with it, I will fall asleep and wander into some unknown place. So this is what this poet is telling us. So you know now your sleep is very important. So you should make a habit of having a good night's sleep so that next morning you feel fresh for the school. You don't have to yawn in the class and you don't have to wake up late for today's class because sleep is as important as our food. We need food to stay healthy. We need good food, nutritious food to stay healthy. Similarly, we need a good night's sleep to stay fresh, to revive our body, to relax our body, and to become ready and be ready for the next day. Be ready to face the challenges of the next day. Like we have food for our body, we have sleep for our body, and they are equally important. Remember this. So don't fight sleep. Children have a habit of fighting sleep. You should never do it. You should always have a good night sleep to keep your mind and body healthy, awake and alert. So that was all. Have a good night's sleep tonight and every day. And stay blessed. Now we'll move on to book exercises in the next video.